Hello there and welcome to another Fishing Planet video. This is a follow-up to the Interrogate Krampus Eel Minions video, and it's really to give you a progress update and talk about some thoughts I've had, and as well as some feedback from the first video. The first thing to say is, if you weigh up what this mission actually takes, which I hadn't fully done, the first thing to do is count the number of fish you need to catch here, and that's almost exactly 180. So that's on this mission. Then for the next one, you need to catch a further 330-ish, and then for the next one you need to catch a further, getting on for 450. So you are actually looking at catching, when it comes to duplicates and everything else, I suspect well over 1,000 fish for this mission. So I think you've either got to decide that you're not going to do it, or you've got to decide that you're going to do it and do it over the 23 days. You certainly can't decide that you're just going to catch them as and when you're catching fish doing other things. You'd need to be fishing 24 hours a day doing other things, and even then I don't think you'd catch 1,000 festival fish during that time. So the only other option is to go for one of the DLCs. So the DLCs, obviously you can go for the tournament pack, the event pack. This is obviously just going to take you straight, gives you everything you need to do it really, so I'm discounting that. I would only ever go for one of these two options, and it's similar to what I did with this last Halloween. I only bought one DLC and it was a 69 Baitcoin DLC. So partly for that reason, and partly because I'm not 100% sure how long some of the bits at the other lakes will take, or the other waterways. For example, the Maku. Just trying to find the, so that gives you the Maku pass. So travel to Maku. Don't know how long. I mean, obviously you've only got a day's pass there given to you, but I don't know how long we might need to be there. So for those two reasons, I've got quite a lot of bait coins from various competitions, custom competitions. Actually thinking of doing one in about an hour's time. Also, this is a beluga competition, and although I haven't done it before or anything like it, I have quite a lot of bad luck in catching beluga, Actuber fish, and if we have a look at the prizes for that, the rewards for first place or even second or third is a good number of bait coins. And I've taken part in a few of those in the past, and got either 50 or 100 bait coins. So my thinking is, if I move to my Steam account, which we're in now, as you can see, I've got some bait coins to spend on the silver tokens, and obviously get the gingerbread bait as well. And also I've got the scope to travel to Maku for as long as I need to, or wherever else we need to go. So that gives you a bit of an update in terms of overall strategy. I'm still not really sure that I can face catching, I think it worked it out, it was something like 930 something fish if you caught all the right ones, but of course you're going to get duplicates. The only real silver lining to the cloud that I can see is that, as you can see here, I've just done, I think, 3 tokens worth of fishing. So I'm actually a fifth of the way to catching the red ones, only a 12th of the way to catching the blues, so they seem quite rare, but maybe that's something to do with bait, I don't know, and well on the way to getting the greens as well. They seem to be the most prevalent, but in addition to that, they haven't made it so that the fish you catch have to be caught in the right order. So as you can see, although these numbers are very big on the right hand side, the fish that you catch as you go along in the same location all count towards your totals. So during this session, I'll show you in a minute, I think I've caught 48 fish so far, and these are all counting. So these Araku, bandit Arakus that I'm catching all count towards the total as well, and they blooming well need to, because those are big numbers there. So let's just have a look at the fish keeper, and you'll see that barring 1 or 2 fish that were caught while the jukebox was not playing, the bulk of the 49 fish I've caught have all been Christmas fish, festival fish. So what you can say is that although it's annoying that you have to spend bait coins on the tokens, you certainly do, I think, almost exclusively only catch festival fish or Christmas fish while the music is playing. So let's just have a look at what I've got set up here. I've got the all-rounder 330, I've got the Laker Pro, and I've got the Big Alley. So I think this is the lightest rod. I think it's one of the first bottom rods you can get. The Laker Pro, I think, is probably the other extreme. It's probably the highest power, so I've sort of geared that up for catching the crappie, hopefully, and the Big Alley. And you can see, although they're in their slots, I've got pinkies on the all-rounder. I've got gingerbread on the Laker Pro, which has the highest or the higher kilogram rating, and I've got bloodworms on the Big Alley. And you can see the baits, there's a really good sort of scattering of the different baits there that they've all taken. I haven't narrowed anything down with the blue, which is obviously going to be the problem by the look of things. The only thing that I've noticed with the blue is that they take pinkies and they take gingerbread, which of course is one of the baits for this mission. So hopefully over some time I'll be able to build up a picture of what which fish take which baits, if indeed that is the case. But let's have a go now, and we'll do a 5-minute session, and you can see how manic it is. So you can see I've set up, rather than where I was in the last video, I was fishing from over there, I've set up over here, and to be honest, at full pelt, 3 rods are a real handful. You'll probably see that in a minute. So we go over to here. This seems to have a bit of a problem as well, in that it doesn't always illuminate the button. There we go. So I've actually turned the music down because it was getting a bit annoying in the video yesterday. So here we go. So that's another green, which seems to be very, well, it seems to be the most prevalent of the three, as I say. Unfortunately, the only way to turn the music down, because it's treated as environment volume, because it's happening around, is to turn the environment volume down, and that means that the noise of the bleepers goes down as well, but that's not the end of the world. So it's been quite noticeable that the activity has dropped on the first go. I really couldn't stop for 1 minute, and now, as you can see, it's taking a second for the fish to bite. So it's when they start really going, it's fingers on shift keys, the shift key and then the number, so that you can just pick it up. You need to put each one back in again before you pull one out. You will get time to do that, and that way it can be catching another fish, because bear in mind you've only got 5 minutes or so each time round. You could also press the space bar to keep the fish rather than moving the mouse down. Both of these are going together now, so I'm going to plump for number 2 and get ready on the shift 3 key. 3 is still going. I have caught fish outside that area that you can see marked with the steam coming off, or the magic smoke, or whatever it is. But I think it's probably better to try and keep roughly within that, even if it's just on the edge of it like that. So this is by no means nowhere near as frantic as it has been in the other ones, which makes me think that you should probably move on. That was a blue dunce crappie with the glasses on. You should probably move on time-wise every now and again, as well as using the tokens. And I'll talk about the ground bait in a minute. So they're both going here. I'm going to go for number 3. Be ready to go to number 2. This is yep, that's a bandit. Get that one back in again. And get number 2 in. And get ready for number 3. So you can see it's pretty frantic stuff. So 2's going as well as 3 now, so pick up 3. But as I said in the sort of preamble, the good thing is we're not just catching fish for this mission, we're catching them for the next one along as well. That was a bit short, but I think it'll probably catch something. If not, I can move it out. So that rod that I just put down, I supposedly struck too early, but that happened earlier, and I just dropped it and immediately the fish picked it up again. So if you drop it, move to the other rod, you'll probably find that the fish will be back. So that's yet another green. You can see the pattern emerging. The problem is going to be the blue ones, so that's the next thing I need to work on. So let's have a look where that's taken us with our totals. So that's taken us up to 64 fish from 49, so it's about probably 15 to 20 per go, and that gives you some idea. Bear in mind, guys, you've got to get over 1,000 fish effectively in order to complete this mission, so it's going to be either seriously hard work, or it's just going to be a case of take it easy and do it over the course of the time that that you've got available to do the mission in, which is 23 days remaining. The venues that are involved are all venues where you might be fishing anyway, either in competitions or just fishing. Now I was going to talk about the ground bait. I had some feedback from the first video from, I think, JK, who was comparing notes and suggesting that I had, he wasn't suggesting that I missed it, but I had indeed missed that casting with your hand is needed for the mega cookie ground bait. He said that it didn't seem to make much difference, but he said when you do throw the cookie ground bait in by hand, you get a little mini version of the sort of smoke, I think, that we just saw. But he said it really didn't make any difference, and nor did using the gingerbread, whatever it's called, gingerbread bait, ginger cookies. And I would agree, unless the music's playing, you can see it's just completely dead. So I don't think this mission is possible unless you buy some tokens, but that's for me to be proven wrong. I have picked up 2 tokens today, both on this account from Stockings, but there are only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I think, locations with the stocking, and bearing in mind some of them are places like Maku, which are phenomenally expensive to travel to on an account like my Microsoft account, with the money I've got on that, the credits I've got on that, there's just no way that would even be feasible. So you're going to be, I think, buying a DLC, even if it's just one of the Baitcoin ones like I have, in order to get anywhere close to doing this. But as I say, I would very much like to be proved wrong on that. Let's just see what we've got here. Seem to have something on 2 lines. We got a bonus fish. No, it's a little bream. Have we got a bonus fish on here? No, it's a bream as well. So you can see that during the times that the music isn't playing, you really are only going to catch largely just the normal fish that would be here. That's not quite true. As you saw in my video yesterday, I caught a few on the other spot over there. You can see my markers for catch 'em all over there, or some of them. Let's see what this is. So yeah, I think I've covered everything there, guys, and I hope it's of some use to you. And I will be back probably in the next few days with another video, and hopefully having made some progress with this mission. And I wish you luck, and see you next time.